for a minute, a little Dolphins Rams action, to a time to where, I don't think he was that impressive. I don't think he didn't really have to do much though. I mean, that Miami defense was incredible. What were they up? I think they were up like
It's 28-7 at one point, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think going into the half, they had a huge lead. They got themselves a touchdown off a punt return, a little special teams action, a scoop and score fumble, I think, got themselves another pick or two. So the defense was playing out of their mind. And so I want to give a little take here on what I think with Tua and address kind of the Dolphins fans that were a little up in the air and on possibly giving Tua the start so early when Fitzpatrick was playing really good. And I think it's because I don't think the Dolphins are completely all the way set on having Tua. Now, I know that sounds crazy. I know they just drafted him with a 5th overall pick. But there's 3, 4, 5 quarterbacks coming out in this draft that are legit players. And I think the Dolphins wanted to throw Tua out there as soon as possible to prove, like, hey, here's 10 games or whatever to see if, hey, this dude's actually the guy. Dude's had like 5 surgeries in college. He came off a career-threatening hip injury, and it's kind of like, I know you drafted him with the 5th pick, but I would think at the end of the season, if you're not very sold on him and you don't really think he's the guy, I could see the Dolphins kind of pulling what the Cardinals did last year and how they got Rosen the year before and then just said, we're going to get Kyler. We just think he's the better guy. Now, I might be sounding crazy and that might just be a stretch, but I just get the vibe from that because they still just have so much draft capital. I think they're going to be a good team. I think they're one of the better coach teams in the league, despite what the record says. Dolphins games have been fun to watch this year in the later half of last year. So, I don't know. That's my little take on Tua. I hope he does good. Watching him in Alabama is crazy, but I don't know what you got. We got some cat action.
Yeah, my bad.
So I don't know what you guys think about that.
I don't think there's a situation where they're going to get a Justin Fields to Trevor Lawrence. I think they're pretty committed to Tua in the near future, at least. I'm still pretty shocked they threw him in over Fitzpatrick. He was playing super well, so they must have quite a bit of faith in him if they're going to do that. So I would imagine they're still pretty high on him. But off a 1-game sample size, you can't really say much.
Well, see, that's the thing, and I that's why I don't want to come across and think and say that I don't think they don't have confidence in them. I just think they're not all the way sold 100%. I think if they were into one of those positions where they could look at a Trey Lance or a Justin Fields, they would definitely think about it, depending on how he plays the rest of the season. But yeah, he only played 1 game. It's a small sample size. He threw over 100 yards. Did throw that 1 touchdown he had. I thought was a really good pass. We'll definitely see next week, though, because the Dolphins defense definitely carried and held down that game. I know the Rams were coming off a short week and then, flying from LA all the way down to Miami on a short week and whatnot. Those players were probably a little, I think they might have lost that game either way. But Dolphins look good. I think, like I said, it's a very good coach team. They still have so many draft picks throughout the next year or two. They got a bunch of young stars. And kind of just this offseason surrounded them by some kind of veteran guys to get that locker room right. So, I think Miami's a really good situation. If you're a fan, I'd be really excited to be a Dolphins fan, over the next couple of years and see if they can get it around.